I want to show you some other little structures that you can try. Oh, here's one with the frog I did.
That's cool.
Now this one is one piece of paper with just one cut. Okay, well, I mean, the red is obviously behind it, a different color, but so you don't have to get complicated. So again, how you do that? Fold it. This is probably one of the simpler pop-ups. Let me do it over here. Straight cut. Okay, and you fold, and you fold. I like to fold it the other way just to make it easier. And then you are going to reverse fold those. And then you have a mouth, and you can make it whatever you want. Okay, so that's a really easy one to add in there. When it folds flat, the difference is it doesn't stick out when it folds flat. And what I like about the other design is that when it folds flat, it sticks out. Okay, so they look similar, but they have different effects when it folds flat. This is definitely easier and fun to play with. But a card for itself, you need a quick card, make an animal, and do that, you know, and people are generally pretty happy with it. All right, here's another one. Okay.
Whoa, cool.
Okay. So this one, I'll just show you some things. The place where it folds, it's glued so it's in the center. Okay, but it's just a rectangle that's been glued together, and then it has two tabs over here. Okay. Oh, here's another really basic one. Okay. So this is like a little wall. Okay, another very simple kind of thing to add to your pop-up. It folds flat. And all it is taking a piece of paper, folding it in half. Okay, I want to cut out my rectangle. Let's make it into something more interesting though, okay? So let's make this into some bushes. Okay, so normally I would cut this as a rectangle, but I want to make it into bushes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some bushes, you know, bush shape. I am going to, I snipped a little off the end so I can fold my tabs. It's not, notice how it's wrinkling when I'm folding it. So when I'm really working carefully, I always want to score. I'm using a bone folder, but if you don't have a bone folder, you can use the edge of a pen, you know, something plastic, and I'm going to score that. Whoa, that's too soft underneath. Didn't do a very good job. If you can convince your parents to buy you a bone folder, it's actually called a bone folder, and people, they get these from library supplies or arts and crafts. They're available at Blix. They're all over the place. They're very, but it's a really smooth surface, and when you do that, it makes a really nice, easy fold that's really straight. Okay. So when I want to create my pop-up, let's fold that in half. So I want to fold this at some kind of angle with this right in the center. Okay. So I'm going to follow my principle of folding it flat. I'm going to do it one instead of both. I'm going to do one at a time. I'll be good. I think that's a much more careful. I want to make sure that this is touching the center. Can you see that? Okay. If I did it out here, it would tear it in the center. Okay, so for this one, it's like an angle, right? I can change the angle, but I need to keep that point right at the center. Now I'm gonna just smooth that out. Go ahead and fold it down. Flip it over. Okay. And it never gets old. So now I have some bushes, and what can we add to a bushes?
Rabbit.
A rabbit. Okay. I'm gonna do it the simple way. Okay, so all right, so I got my rabbit shape, and all I'm gonna do is glue it to it. And then you open it up. Oops. And now you've got your rabbit behind there, right? The beak. Okay. I've shown you the basic tent. And this kind of wall fold. All of these can be used on their own, and they can also be combined with your prototype, with the flat table. And remember that the flat table can be combined with the flat table. So this spaceship basically is the prototype combined with the prototype, or the not prototype, the stable platform with a table, two of those. And so, like, where do you start? Number one, I say start experimenting and playing around with it and making up your own things. But number two, the most important part is your inspiration. So the most important part for getting excited about this is making something you like. I love spaceships, so I was excited to do that. I don't love butterflies, but I knew a lot of people love butterflies, and so I made a butterfly one. If you make a pop-up and you imagine it, and it's something you're really excited about, you're going to be willing to put in the time to make it something really nice. So that's what I would start with. Make some prototypes, play around with it, and then once you get an idea, spend some time making a really nice one. And when you're making your final project, maybe spend a week on it, like 30 minutes a day. That could easily take that long. So, can I show you one more pop-up to get you excited? And this one I'll show later too. This one's kind of a challenge, but if you're into geometry, it's totally doable. And I've done it with my class before, and they have been successful at it. Ooh, I'll show you two. You get a bonus round. Okay. It looks just like a plain orange piece of paper, but what is inside?
A pop-up.
And I used to do this for Mother's Day. So.
So pretty. What? So pretty.
That's
And
amazing.
if you color that. So there's actually links, less YouTube videos to teach how to do this. So I'll link that. But I mean, yeah, it doesn't get much cooler than that for a card that you make for somebody. There's some geometry principles, but it is doable if you're careful. If you want to go the simpler route, okay, this is one piece of paper that's just been cut, and then there's no gluing. It's just one piece of paper. It's kind of like a dragon. This is not my best one, but you can see like and originally it started off as just cut out and then folded the right way. And it stands like that.
That's
Okay.
cool.
I have another version of it. Let's see if I can get it to work.
That one's cooler.
This one's kind of been tweaked for a while. It may not. It's not happy. Been sitting in my box for a long time. So obviously I'm into dragons, and so this is here's another. It kind of uses some origami folds. And it's just one piece of paper. It's just cut. Now that came, I borrowed that idea from this book called The Pop-Up Book, which is by Paul Jackson. And if you see on the cover, there's the dove. So I made the dove first, following his directions, and I'll put those up there and show you, okay? But then I said, what about a dragon? And I just tried to make it into a dragon shape and follow the same basic ideas, and I made a dragon. And I had another student who did this with airplanes, and he did 3 of them and put them together in this display with 3 airplanes that were like shooting on like jets and different types, as he was really into that. And he did it with airplanes. So again, these are all starting points for your imagination where you can play with it. So I encourage you to have fun and experiment. And